in the morning to a brand new day. Clear blue sky, sun shines my face. Got no worries, feel no shame. It's a brand new day, yeah, we're feeling great, ayy.
Soaking up the sunshine, feeling fine, living out my life just right, yeah, I'm enjoying time. And I've been focused on living each day carefree. That's why you see me with a smile on my face. That's why you see me walking down the street to the beat. I ain't worried about a thing, not the heat on my feet. With the wind in my hair, so I really couldn't care. You can stay inside.
All right, everybody, welcome to a new edition of On Air with Marquita Bianca. I am your host, and I am so excited to be here. It is another Tuesday, another day, a brand new day. That was Brand New Day by Nene and Brian Mahan, two of my favorite artists. They are from my city, Hampton Roads, and they're super talented, so I'm going to be featuring their album today, Undefined. If you'd like to know more information about that, you can go to marquitabianca.com, and I have a full review. It tells you all of the goodness of the album, and I'm just excited. So I hope you guys are excited. Once again, it's a brand new day. We are going to celebrate. I have an amazing guest today. I'm going to be bringing her on in just a little bit. I thought I would start off though by answering some questions that you all sent me this week. First of all, I want to thank you guys for interacting with me. I'm always taking questions for On Air with Marquita Bianca on my website. You can send me questions by DM on Instagram, or you can messenger them to me on Facebook, and I will try to get to them, read them on air, answer them as honestly as possible. Can I start off by saying hello to my handsome husband?
Hello. How
Hi,
you
babes.
doing? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very thankful to be here.
You just got done with Taylor Made Sports Radio, show number 2. How do you feel?
Great, fantastic. Had a great time. Antonio Jones of Cardinal Cloth
yeah,
was in the building. It was a great show, and Aaron Rouse and I had a great time interviewing him. Thank you for assisting us with the production and giving us the co-host.
Shout out to Justin, because he's training us on the production of each of our shows.
As you can see, we're trying to get it all together here, but
we're just trying to take over.
We're
just trying to be out in these streets.
We're just trying to be in these streets.
Yes. But I want to tell you, though, your show was awesome today. You guys did a really, really, really good job. I enjoy listening to it.
It was fun.
The banter between you and Aaron is it's delightful and funny.
It's getting better. And we're doing. And I like it. I like that we're actually able to have the good chemistry that we're able to do in the show.
You really do.
So
and your guests have been awesome so far. So I'm really looking forward to what you're going to have, coming up next.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm looking forward to more shows, looking forward to more guests. But I'm blessed to be able to have the chemistry that I'm having with Aaron so far.
Yeah,
it's been really a good time. But that's Taylor Made Sports Radio every Tuesday at 6. But enough with that. We're here.
And so before we get off of that, though, now you guys have a new YouTube channel, so people can watch you on YouTube.
Yes.
And you have an Instagram, Taylor Made Sports Radio.
That's correct. Well, yes. we are working on getting the Instagram. It's on its way. It's not quite out there yet.
You have a Facebook page.
Facebook
I'm
is
sorry.
out there. Correct.
Don't let me start rumors.
The Facebook is out there.
The Instagram is coming.
Yes.
By the time that people hear this, the Instagram will be set up.
Yes. By the time this is all said and done, we'll have it all up and running. Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and preempt you right now that I'm going to bring you back out later for the couple segment.
All right.
Because I have some questions that listeners sent in to me this week.
Okay.
And when they heard that we have a couple segment, they had some questions for us as a couple.
Fantastic.
Dun, 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 dun.
Looking forward to answer those questions.
I know, right? Put us in the hot seat. We are in pretty much an open book, though, right?
Yeah.
Like what you see is what you get?
No, nothing is taboo here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's something always. Nevertheless. But thanks, babe, for chiming in. We're going to come back to you a little bit later on. I'm going to get back to some of these questions. I'm going to start off with Foxy B. She wrote me a nice little paragraph here. It says, first off, I want to say congratulations on everything you are doing. It's beautiful to see a fellow sister do her thing. Thank you, girl. She says that her daughter attended one of my dance classes, which is really cool. And I've watched you blossom on Instagram, and it's amazing to see how you have grown as a businesswoman. I have a blog of my own, and I want to use my education as a platform to help other young ladies succeed as a life coach, in a sense, motivational speaker. I wanted to ask, in your opinion, how do you think your appearance plays a role in your ability to do so? I'm an all-natural sister. I don't like to wear makeup. I embrace the concept of truly being a free spirit in every sense of the word. Do you think that would negatively impact my progress in being professional? You know, I think this is a really, really excellent question. I will go back to what you said, and the emphasis is free spirit. Free spirit means to me that you live life on your own terms. When you live life on your own terms, that means you can make up your own rules. And one of those rules can be that you are going to be the type of person that is going to make everyone in your atmosphere love you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can either walk into a room and blend in, or you can walk into a room and stand out. I don't think that you not wearing makeup is such a huge hindrance like you might think. I think that even just with the way that you wrote this really nice letter in question to me, that it just seems like your spirit is probably going to radiate through any place that you put yourself in. So my suggestions would be, one, starting inside out, continue to have the spirit that you do and let it radiate and control the temperature in the atmospheres that you step in. And then the second part about that is, because of course our world is very physical and visually driven. So we can't be naive to, the point where we say, well, what you wear doesn't make a difference. It does. We do need to be clean. We do need to represent our brand for whatever that is. We are in a day and age where natural is beautiful. It wasn't embraced maybe so much, maybe a few years ago, I don't even know how far back, but now people are embracing what it is to be natural. Look at Alicia Keys, not a stitch of makeup. She wears completely nothing, and she's completely doing everything that she wants to do on her own terms. So I think with you being a free spirit, continue to do that. Live on your terms, and continue to make whatever you're doing positive, because that positivity is going to make you even more beautiful than you already are. Because when you posted your question, there's actually a picture of you too, and you are gorgeous, girl. So I wouldn't think that would have anything or impact anything negative. As far as being professional, there are, of course, things to dress and wear, so that way you can back up your professionalism. But I don't think that, maybe a whole lot of makeup or anything like that is really going to make the difference. So set your own standard, continue to have the spirit that you do, and, wear what you like to wear in the bounds of, whatever group or demographic that you might be representing at that point in time. So I hope that helps. I will continue the conversation with you offline at marquitabianca.com and respond back to you in our community forum. So next question was, let's see, Ashley757. So Ashley asked me, Marquita, I always see you so well put together, and thank you, Ashley. Oh, Ashley doesn't see me I have wife day on Fridays at home. Ashley, it might not be so well put together. No, nevertheless.
You look great on Fridays.
Thanks, babe.
You look great every day.
Thank you. So she says, you're always so well put together. Are there some tips? Well, first she says, how do you stay so well put together? And then two, what are your tips for girls that are trying to live like a glam life, but they're super busy? Woo, Ashley. How much time do we have? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so the first thing is I have a motto, and I've had this for like a long time, right, honey? I say, you want to look high maintenance, but you don't want to be high maintenance.
That's right.
Okay, so I am, of course, in front of the camera. Babe, about how long does it take for me to get ready on a daily basis?
Depends on where we're going.
Okay, just give them a rough estimate.
If on a daily basis, you can get ready within about 25 to 30 minutes.
So that's my husband. Of course, he's not going to lie to you guys, and you're seeing my face, and I'm not giving him any prompts. You better make me look good. It doesn't take me long to get ready. I establish a routine. I do the same thing every single time. I have some girlfriends. When we got married, it was funny because I got ready the same way that I normally do in our routine. And I did my makeup for our wedding, and I had assisting, with my hair and nevertheless. But So I literally go into, I have a beauty room. My husband granted me our third bedroom, which is like my closet. I have everything all laid out from the night before, what I'm going to need. That's part of my routine. I use, of course, a hot roller system for my hair. I don't spend time curling my hair. Who has that time? So I literally throw my hot rollers in, take a shower, and I do my makeup, and my clothes are already laid out. Those are my four main things that I do over and over and over again, so that way I can hit those time frames. I never want to be the girl that takes a long time getting ready. Yes, there are events that might take me a little bit longer, and there's days maybe that I just don't feel good and it might take me a little bit longer. So my tips are, if you want to kind of be able to live the glam life with having a busy life, is first of all, have a great morning routine. Do it the same way every single day. The second thing is prepare yourself the night before. If you prepare yourself the night before, then all the obstacles and the things that you can't control that do happen, they won't even faze you. The third thing is don't take yourself so seriously. I know that I may, if you see me walking down the street, I may seem like a very serious person. If you watch this show, or if you've ever come to my studio and taken classes with me or any of our other leadership team, you'll recognize the first thing that we talk about is not taking ourselves seriously. That goes back to what Foxy B was asking me. You know, being natural makes you pretty, and being authentic makes you pretty. Being genuine makes you pretty. So those things are what really matter. So I don't think I really focus on necessarily being glam, but when I get ready in the morning, I'm ready for the rest of the day. And that way I don't have to go home to primp or do or, anything like that. So I hope that helps, Ashley. Thanks so much for your compliment. And thanks for writing your question. And I think I'll do the other questions later. I want to make sure that I bring on our guest because I have so much to talk to her about. I cannot wait for you all to meet her. I have, of course, other music from Nene and Brian Mahan. So my hubby is going to play some stuff. We're going to be right back with our guest with On Air with Marquita Bianca. Here we go.
Never thought that I would meet somebody like you. Perfect appearance with personality too. You're the type of person that everybody pursues. So when I got you for myself, but I had everything to lose. Held you close, it made me blind not to notice. All those times we spent together, I was not your focus. Hard to get it through my mind that you were not devoted, but I guess it wasn't hard for you knowing the path you chosen. At first I felt that I should blame myself. Every time you did wrong, you blame me as well. Manipulating situations just to put me through hell, and training me to feel I fought every time that you yelled. It's so ironic, cause you were so demonic, but I only saw the best in you. I guess that it's symbolic for how naive I was. I guess I should've used more logic, but I only wanted love, you only wanna be psychotic. I got it.
If I could still love you the way you want me to, I wouldn't be confused. My mind is doubting you, need to stay or move, but either way I lose. So now I'm left to choose to live my life without you.
It's just loving and losing, or it's just nothing at all. I drew myself to conclusions, but it just left me appalled. I know that love's an illusion with some confusion. Delusions would have brought me the solution that I should not get involved, but you drew me in like I was a stencil. Tied each blood vessel to my heart into a pretzel. Toying with emotions while you're messing with my metal. Wishing that I had a loaded 45 next to my temple. It's actually quite simple, the way you think is wrinkled and twisted. Where to start? I had your heart, but quickly became your victim in a cruel love game full of sick and wicked witches. You tore my heart in half and left me bleeding without stitches. How can you be a goddess when you never kept a promise? You just sneaky like a snake and as vicious as the Loch Ness. Fictitious stories got you wrapped up like the chocolates, so you can kiss our love goodbye, can't do a thing to stop this.
If I could still love you the way you want me to, I wouldn't be confused. My mind is doubting you, need to stay or move, but either way I lose. So now I'm left to choose to live my life without you. If I could still love you the way you want me to, I wouldn't be confused. My mind is doubting you, need to stay or move, but either way I lose. So
All right, everybody, we are back with On Air with Marquita Bianca. I am so excited. That was Without You by Nene and Brian Mahan. Really, really love this album. Make sure you guys check out Undefined. I have the full review of their album on marquitabianca.com. Don't miss that. But now I'm joined by my guest. Hey, lady.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm good. So I'm going to have my bragging time on you. I think I'm going to make a tradition out of having bragging time. And one of the things about myself, when I choose guests for my show, it's not because people email me and say, hey, can I be on your show? I have something to talk about. I actually choose my guest and I pursue them. And hopefully they say yes, which you did. And that makes it very, very important to me because everyone who I am choosing not only has a place in my heart, but also is doing so amazing out in the community. And one of the forms of On Air with Marquita Bianca is to make sure we're getting stuff out to the community and all of that stuff. So my guest today is a inspiration all in herself. She is a motivational speaker. She is an author. She is a mother. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. She is a woman of God. Okay, should have said that part first, but it's just as important.
Yes.
And I'm so excited and thrilled to have her. She is going to tell us all about the events that she has going on. We're going to talk about the mission. We're going to talk about some deep stuff too, about where she's come from. So I want everybody to give a round, warm welcome to Kathy Staten. Hi, hun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, babe. You have Eric back there. I need to have one of those like clappy voice.
Oh,
you
we're
know.
gonna get the sound
Well,
sound claps.
are we?
Yeah, we're
Oh
working on that.
Lord, I feel like he's gonna be doing random
I'm
claps
gonna
over
get
there.
like the whole like sound effects here in the next show.
Okay.
By our next. Sorry, we didn't get that for you.
I appreciate your claps, honey. I appreciate
That's
your
why
claps.
I had to do some kind of a sound effect.
Thank you. So I'm so excited that you're here today. Thank you for saying yes.
You're welcome.
How are you?
I'm great.
You look well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I was laughing when the guy let me in because I was like, oh, I'm glad I work out now because those stairs was something else.
Those stairs are something else. They yeah, they're a little steep too. And you got to have the right shoe.
Right. Well, she was fine, but getting up there was good too. I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, if I hadn't been working out before, I would have been blowout woman up the stairs.
I
But
know.
I handled it pretty well.
I had to change my shoes in order. So, Kathy, I want everybody to be able to hear you loud and proud. So, I want
Okay.
you to make sure that you've got your mic all the way up. There you go.
that good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, Eric in the booth is giving me the A-OK.
Okay.
Yes,
great.
he's going to make sure that everybody can hear our message.
Thank
So,
you.
Kathy, I want to start talking about, well, first of all, I don't even remember when we met. That's how long it's been now.
Yes.
And
Yes.
to kind of give our listeners a little bit of background, my dance company, Bila Fusion, serves with your wonderful company, My Help, My Hope,
Yes.
on different projects throughout the year, whether it be we collect items for some of the drives that you might have. It might be for Christmas. We've done some Easter stuff with you. So I'm really excited because I'd like for you maybe to start off by telling our listeners, who you are and what it is that you do, like the root of everything.
Okay. Well, I call myself a self-love advocate, domestic violence advocate, or your self-love strategist, to start with.
Right.
But I'm a survivor of domestic violence and sexual assault. That's how pretty much all of this came about. During at the end of my abusive marriage is where I discovered my purpose and what I was supposed to be doing. God told me that I was going to go out in the world and help other women recover
Wow.
from being abused and, finding themselves again. And so that's pretty much how it started. But first, he worked on me and we started the organization, which is My Help, My Hope Foundation Incorporated. And through through my nonprofit organization, we are on a mission to eradicate domestic violence, sexual
There you
assault,
go.
and human sex trafficking. And we do that by way of education, spreading awareness, and helping those women in our local Hampton Road shelters.
Wow. That's so powerful. And, we have of course, there's light being shed on, different organizations and everything, but and you can kind of attest and tell the leaders, the leadership about this, the listenership, that it's hard, right? Getting the word out and maintaining it, and
well, these causes, domestic violence, sexual assault, and human sex trafficking, all of them have a stigma behind it.
Right.
First of all, it's a stigma. And people don't want to talk about it. There are subjects that people turn the other way. They're bystanders.
Right.
They just don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
So I pray all the time, and I'm like, Lord, why did you give me this cause? It's so hard to get support. It's so hard for people to see that there is a need to help this population. But it is what it is.
Now, while we're on the topic and subject of helping, with you owning and directing over this organization, what do you see that's needed? How can we help?
Well, we started off catering to the shelters.
Okay.
We were advocates for the shelters. When I started this in 2008, and we came to light, or people started finding out about what we did in 2011. So that's when we pretty much got out there. But we started reaching out to the shelters and partnering with them and helping them, take care of the women and meet their needs and different things. And that's how Operation School Uniform was birthed.
Right.
And that's how Operation Wish List, which is a Christmas drive, how that was birthed out of that. But over the years, things have changed with the shelters and stuff. So we kind of got to where we now cater to the clients. We're a client-based organization where we still work with the shelters, but the shelters send us clients. For instance, with our school drive, instead of going and just dropping off stuff, we don't do that anymore, because we want to make sure that what we do is it's goes to where it's supposed to go and things like that, and it's the people get it. So we have clients contact us directly. So if they need, for instance, Operation School Uniform, if they have someone in the shelter that needs a child that checks in and needs a school uniform, they contact us and we provide those school uniforms for that child.
Oh, awesome.
So that's how we still work with them. But so much has happened since then. Right now I'm on a shelter journey.
Okay.
Yeah. In December of last year, we were blessed, and someone gave us a building to open up a shelter in. And right shortly after, we got 2 houses.
Wow.
So we pretty much moved away from collecting things like clothes and all. We used to collect clothes and shoes and all that.
Right.
If somebody calls me and they have something to donate, I'll take it.
Right.
But right now, our main focus has been opening up this shelter.
Yes. So what do we need to do to get the shelter open?
We need funds.
Okay.
We need funds. We've applied for grants, and as anybody that's educated on grants know that grants take time.
They do.
And you have to establish a foundation. So what we want to do is get the shelter up and running without grants first.
Okay.
And that would consist of donations from the community or other organizations having fundraisers for us.
Okay. And so you're pretty much open to people contacting you to say, hey, Kathy, we want to have a fundraiser. And, if you're open to it and everybody can kind of get together, then it'll be good, right?
Yes.
Now, and this is a personal question, but we're going to ask it because I believe if the community knows, they know how to help. How much money are we looking at?
Oh, wow. A lot.
Okay.
A lot. We have a GoFundMe page right now, and we have $100,000 up there.
Awesome.
To start with.
Right.
But it's so much is needed for these women. But we also have it broken down up there where you can donate a certain amount and certain tiers. And then we're going to have it where, for instance, a certain amount, you can have a room dedicated to you.
Okay.
Or bricks.
Right.
We're going to go brick by brick. If you pay a certain amount, you get a brick with your organization name on it or your name on it.
Right.
There are going to be ways where you can pay a certain amount and it covers the food, the lodging, and for that one night for that victim to stay in the shelter and to receive the services that she needs. And these are going to be wraparound services. Once they come in, they're going to get everything they need, the counseling and everything they need to get back out there to live a productive life, abuse-free.
Wow.
And it's going to be about working on the whole body, not them just checking in because, and not to take anything away from what the shelters are doing, here in our community because they're doing great.
Right.
But a lot of women, they need that work from the inside. And that's where my other half the other half of my calling comes in at. You know, I
Right.
have my organization, but then God a couple years ago took me on another side as well, and that's when I became the coach and the counselor.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen this because, of course, knowing you for some years now, I have seen your brand, and we'll call it a brand just for professional sake,
Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
really is a God calling for you. And I've seen this calling grow
Thank you.
tremendously. I mean, we're talking about Dr. Oz show.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about on local news every other week, you
Yes.
know, and all of these things are blessings. We need these things in order for the
Yes.
word to get out, in order for change to
Yes.
happen, in order for
Yes.
people to know, you know. So when we talk about being popular and being able to be and get on these things, it's not a bad thing, because if you don't have it, no one knows what you're doing. People have to know what you're doing in order to help. So let's talk about the books
Yes.
and all of the projects that you have, you know, underneath your brand.
Yeah. And I want to piggyback on that too. Being on TV and things like that, it's not about a show.
Right.
It's not about, you know, "Oh, I'm on TV and things like that. It's about people seeing what you do. When people see what you do,
Right.
you can affect more people.
Absolutely.
People have to see. I know if I'm putting my money into something, I want to know what they're doing. I want to
Absolutely.
know what I invest in is being, you know, used for what people say is being used for. And I want to see the person, because we
Right.
are our brand.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. And the second that it gets any sort of miscommunication about it, someone can twist it and make it something else.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
you have to also make sure that your brand stays, you know, full forum and at the front lines, so that way people can always see the fluidness of it, you
Right,
know, that it's
absolutely.
consistent. So your latest book, you have them with you. Yes, good. So
Yes.
tell us about these.
Well, my first book, which came out last year, it's called Love's Got Everything to Do with It.
Yes, it does.
And this is my personal journey. It's part of my story. It's not the whole story. When I first wrote the book, it's kind of funny because it was really, really thick. And then the editor edited down to this.
Right, okay.
You know, because people don't need to know everything.
That's very
you
true.
know. So we pretty much put, you know, the good parts in it that I thought people needed to help them, you know, read and heal. It's not, you know, I didn't put this book out to make money. You know, I put it out to help people. It has a safety plan in the back. If you find yourself reading it and you're in a domestic violence relationship, it's a safety plan in here that you can personalize for yourself to get out of that situation.
Right.
It also tells you what different types of abuse is, and it's my personal story on how God helped me become the woman I am today and get out of my abusive situations.
Wow.
You know, my marriage was my ultimate abusive situation, but I was in previous abusive situations before that.
Right.
So it just tells my story of the abuse that I went through, and then how he just, you know, evolved me into who I am today, how he turned my pain into purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what is
then-
the second?
And then the second book is a book collaboration that I did with 7 other women, and it's called A Letter to My Abuser. When things happen between two people badly, and sometimes that other person that hurt you may not never come to tell you that I'm sorry,
That's true.
and you may not be able to ever tell them what you want to tell them, or how you
Right.
felt, or how they made you feel.
Right.
So that is what this book is about. It's about our stories are in here, and we did the stories like we were sitting across talking to our abuser.
Your abuser. Wow.
Yeah, and it's not bashing or anything like that. It's telling them what they did to us,
Right.
and how what they did made us help us come out of it.
Right.
You know, how it turned into triumph, victory.
How much of a freeing feeling did this book bring to you? Because I know that the other book has, you know, your story, but this is a whole different level with, you know, writing a letter to your abuser, and, you know, because closure can be something that will eat you up.
Right, right.
And so how freeing was the process of writing this for this book?
It was very freeing, because mine's, especially my ex-husband, I know I would never get an apology.
Right.
Because he doesn't think he did anything wrong. You know, so me putting it out there on paper, you know, writing is therapeutic, and just pretending like I'm talking to him, it set me free. It
That's
set me free.
awesome.
And the other stories in here this is a very powerful book.
Yeah.
Very powerful book.
I can imagine.
Very powerful.
Well, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with Kathy Sadin and talk about just some ways to be able to see these situations, symptoms of them. We're going to also talk about being friends with maybe someone who has been abused, and the ways to best deal with those types of situations, because some people just don't know. And July is Education Month at marquitabianca.com. So all of my brands are talking about how-tos of different, types of things.
Awesome.
And that's why it's so important for you to be here today. So I'm excited. We're going to take another break. You guys are going to hear another track by Nene and Brian Mahan. And then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more with Kathy State. And you guys will be right back with On Air with Marquita Bianca.
I don't know why I'm nervous. And by the way, these are yours. I'll sign them before I leave.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, I will read cover to cover.
Tell me what you're thinking, Nathan. I know you're smart, but your choice to rap's got me contemplating. Your sense of judgment is something that needs some work, then ain't it? Cause rappers I know are violent like rhinos, I'm just saying. Stay in your lane, I don't wanna see you go hydroplaning. The industry's filled with people who just stay on probation. On top of that, your songs don't even get played in rotation. Radio stations are what make you famous. I swear your time has been wasted. We are the fightless, they say our time is spent mindlessly. As I write this song, and I find this wrong, they clip our wings cause we're violent. We are the fightless. Tell me why you're trying, Brian. There's no point in wasting your time in your room writing. Countless hours to power within your words have gone sour. Cause now or later you'll cower, you coward. You're missing moments in life that bring you to towers. Those will bring you encounters, please do not turn it up louder. I'm trying to talk in some sense and before your life is devoured. I'm not a doubter, just wishing y'all would listen. Not dissing or trying to ruin your vision. Realistically, your mission has been flawed from the start. And it's sad for me to see that you are falling apart. I know in school they said for you to go and follow your heart, but in the real world, you don't make it with art. We are the fightless, they say our time is spent mindlessly. As I write this song, and I find this wrong, they clip our wings cause we're violent. We are the flightless, we are the flightless. They say our time is spent mindlessly. As I write this song, and I find this wrong, they clip our wings cause we're violent. We are the flightless. I'm beginning to learn that the things that you say to your friends and family will just be taken away. Take the words right out your mouth by the people filled with doubt. Throw them back at y'all now, then wish them luck in the crowd. Yeah, we are the flightless, they say our time is spent mindlessly. As I write this song and I find this wrong, they clip our wings cause we're pilots. We are the flightless, we are the flightless. They say our time is spent mindlessly. As I write this song and I find this wrong, they clip our wings cause we're pilots. We are the flightless, we are the pilots,
this is a good
not the
song.
flightless. We'll finally prove our life is strong and the fight is on. We'll spread our wings, we are giants, we are the pilots.
We are the pilots, not the flightless. We'll finally prove our life is strong and the fight is on. We'll spread our wings, we are giants, we are the pilots.
All right, everybody, you are back with On Air with Marquita Bianca. That was Flightless by Nene and Brian Mahan. I love that track. It says we are, well, originally, of course, they were flightless in the journey of life with, being creative artists. And then it says, no, we're not flightless, we're the pilots. I love that. That is such a for your life in general. You should be the pilot of your life no matter what you do. You get up every day. You are not flightless. Nobody has to put that on you.
Yep.
If somebody tells you that you're not going anywhere, that is not of God. That is of somebody else.
Yes.
And you need to completely just whoop, whoop, and tell them to swerve by Felicia. right?
Yep.
Is that what we tell them, Kathy?
Yes. Bye,
Bye, Felicia. Wave them out, Wanda, right, babe?
That's right. Wave them out.
Wave them out.
Just wave them on out.
Wave them on out.
Yes.
So
Wave them on out.
I am here with my special guest for the day, Kathy Staten. We're talking to just this inspirational woman, motivational speaker, author, awesome mother, and just really just like a cool girl.
Thank you.
You know, like
How
I
are
feel like
you?
we should be girls, like no matter how old we are. You know how sometimes we turn into ladies, like no, I'm a cool chick. She is really, really a cool chick, you guys.
Thank
So,
you. You too.
we're talking about her books. We're talking about the My Hope Foundation and organization, and just opening up, you know, the new shelter and building and what we need to do in order to get there. So I kind of wanted to get in some meat and potatoes. You are a survivor, okay? And so I want to kind of get from you, as a person who may not have dealt with this, you know, in their life. I have had close relatives, but I can never say that I fully understand what it means. And so as a person who can't maybe fully understand, how can you lay out what would the symptoms be? What should we look for someone who has maybe been in an abusive relationship, and they might not tell you? I mean, we're walking past millions of people on a daily basis. We're looking at celebrities on TV. You just never know who has gone through what. So
That's true.
list out a couple of symptoms, Kathy, that you think that as a human race that we can pay attention to, so that way we can help make ourselves better to deal with situations with people.
Okay. Well, first I want to commend you
Thank you.
for even providing this type of platform to even talk about it.
Thanks, Kathy.
Because a lot of people don't want to do this.
Right.
You know, they don't want to have these conversations, and these conversations are very important. We have to
They
talk
are.
more about domestic violence, sexual assault, and human sex trafficking, because it's
Right.
happening.
It is.
Right here in our back doors, in our community, especially human sex trafficking.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about that, you think it's way, you know, in other countries and stuff,
Overseas.
but it's happening right here where we live in Hampton Roads, you
Right.
know. And so, but symptoms, you know, domestic violence, it affects everyone differently. You know, if you know somebody, you wouldn't know unless they told you, first of all. I mean, because for instance, me, I was reserved. I didn't talk much. I looked depressed. I actually, you know, I pretended to be happy sometimes. You know, I was the sister stating in church, you know, and, you know, put my makeup on and all that. But, you know, nobody knew what was happening when I would go home behind closed doors.
Right.
So it affects, you know, people different. But if you suspect it, or if you have a friend that you suspect that she's being abused, or you know it, but you don't know how to approach her, you know, or talk to them, you know, if they are acting reserved, or if you see marks, you know, or something
Right.
like that, or if you know this person was bubbly and they had high self-esteem, not the type of self-esteem where you think you all that, you know, but you know, just your self-esteem, you love yourself. If you know
Right.
that was that type of person, and then it all stopped, and they started, you know, acting like they had low self-esteem, or you could tell that she's not loving herself and her worth, that may be abuse. It may
Right.
not all the time, but it may be. So, I mean, you could strike up a conversation, if you know, with that person, and just ask them, let them know, hey, I'm here for you. If you need me, if you want to tell me anything,
Right.
You know, sometimes all they want you to do is to listen.
Listen, yeah.
And if you don't know how to say it, or want to feel like you want to get in their business, print out some literature and slide it to them, or give it to them, or find out if there is an event in the area and say, hey, you want to go to this event? It could be, you know, a church or speaking engagement, or somebody that's talking about this stuff, and invite them there, you know, so they can hear it.
Right.
You know, but it's the most important thing is just to be there for them and listen, you know, for them. And always, I tell people all the time, don't just, you know, take what somebody else says. Go online and Google, what is domestic violence? What is sexual assault? Look it up.
Right.
You know, if you go to my website, myhope.org, we have what it is, and we have different shelters and information about abuse. Or you can just, you know, Google any shelter, and it'll tell you, you know, what it is
Right.
and what's going on. But the best way to help someone is to be there for them and listen to them and believe them. A lot of people don't believe people when they say they're being abused.
Right.
That's you know, but 1 in 3 women are abused, and 1 in 7 men are abused.
Wow.
It doesn't just happen to women.
Those numbers are really alarming. I think that it's, you know, we have to talk about the outrage of Facebook and all of these videos of people getting into fights and people sharing them. And, I have directly found a change in myself over the last, I want to say, year. I used to be the person who loved watching all the hip hop wives and all the Kardashians, all those things. And there's such an abuse that goes on within these shows, and such a behavior that says it's okay to treat someone a certain way.
Yes.
So I think we need to stay cognizant of what it is to be an abusive person or a person who's being abused, because it doesn't have to be what we might think it is, which is just full-blown relationship where someone is getting maybe hit or beat on every single day. Abuse comes in different forms,
Yes.
right?
Different forms: verbal, psychological, financial, mentally.
Right.
Verbal is worse than physical sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it cuts deep.
It's very easy to do.
Yes.
It's very easy to do.
And a lot of people always have, that don't know a lot to say. Well, why doesn't she leave?
Right.
There's some people that don't know will say that in a minute.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why she wouldn't leave. Scared. Financial reasons. She don't want to leave her kids.
Right.
It might kill her. Leaving is the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship, is when the woman gets ready to leave. She could lose her life.
Right.
Having your dignity stripped of you, the low self-esteem, the hurt that abuse does to a person from the inside. Unless you experience that, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. And it's awful. It's an awful way to feel, to be stripped of that, and then have to learn how to build yourself back up to be able to. It was hard for me sometimes to even get close to a man, to even hug a man, because
Right.
if they moved a certain way, I'm like this.
Yeah. Red flag, like a trigger.
Yeah. So, it's a lot that someone that's been beat, or sexually assaulted goes through.
Right.
And it's a lot. It takes a lot for them to find themselves again. So having empathy is very important.
Yeah. So one of the questions that I want, and you touched a little bit on it earlier, because I was going to ask, how can you be a friend, like a good, genuine friend to someone who is either recovering from being abused or currently, is in a situation, whether you maybe kind of have an inkling of that, something's going on, or that, she's at a point where she's told you that it's going on. What are the things that you think that outline being a good friend? You said empathy, which I think is probably one of the most important things.
Yeah.
I would imagine
Patience and believing them and listening with understanding.
Okay.
Being there for them. Sometimes they just want, to tell you and for you to not say nothing.
Right.
Being a good listener is so important. And
Yeah.
helping them when they need, and just telling, letting them know, hey, you don't have to be in that situation. Let me help you.
Right.
And let them do that. Don't bash them and, you shouldn't do that, or,
Right.
stuff like that. That's not going to help at all.
Don't put you in it.
Right, because that's going to push them back
Right.
to the abuser. And then keep it secret. Don't tell their business.
Oh, say it again, sister.
That's most important. Keep it to yourself,
A good friend of both of ours was on the show last week, Patricia Roundtree.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about some people not being able to hold water. Shout out to Patricia. Us three
Patricia.
are like the three
Yes, hey,
amigos.
Patricia.
Yeah, and it's so true though nowadays. Information between friends seems to be public information, and what can you do? So I think that that's so good that. People, we need to understand that we can always stay in a place of learning. And I think that that's really what we want to express on this show. We never have to be the person who is there. We always want to be the person who's on the journey. And I think what Kathy's talking about today should help us kind of check ourselves and to maybe be more cognizant, to say, hey, who's this person beside me and what could they possibly be going through?
Absolutely.
Somebody might have a bad day, and sometimes we were at church, and the pastors were talking about like road rage and and all those types of things. And sometimes we think that when a person has an attitude and gets an attitude with you, it's directly supposed to offend you. We have to really put ourselves in other people's shoes, right? You never know what somebody's going through.
It's not about us.
Right.
It's not about us. And just like the rude person at work or something like that, we all work with them.
Yeah.
You never know what that person is going through
going
at home.
through.
So never take it personally.
Right.
Just ignore it, or twist it and still be nice to them.
Yeah.
Even if they're rude to you, be nice to them.
That's very true.
Growth is so important. And when you can grow and hold your tongue and try to help people more than hurt them,
Right.
it's you feel so much better. We make our own selves sick sometimes
Very
with the
true.
things we do.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So really quickly, Kathy, before we get out of here, I want to talk about the events that you have coming up. I know Patricia had mentioned one that she's going to be donating to you as well. And so, but that's on a link on the website. And then what else do you have going on?
Well, we have the shelter project, like I said, going on. And we don't have dates yet, but
Okay.
if they keep up on our Facebook page.
Yep, and all of it's going to be on marquitabianca.com like it always is.
And I usually give you a flyer. We just did the bowl-a-thon, but we have a step show coming up.
Okay,
it's
awesome.
It's going to be in February of 2018. It's going to be called Step in the Name of Love.
Nice.
And it's going to be raising money for the shelter. And we're going to have some high school teams, and some Greeks organizations are going to be
that's going to be a party.
to raise funding for the shelter. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And it's February is also Teen Dating and Violence Awareness Month.
Okay.
In February. We have that coming up. And we also, every 3 months, we have the Be Silent No More events where we bring awareness to domestic violence. Awareness is so important. We help people. We give when we can, but awareness. We got to keep the awareness
Right.
going. And My Help, My Hope Foundation is one of the organizations here in Hampton Roads at the top with this awareness piece. We want to keep it going and keep having these conversations and keep talking about it. And we have the Operation School Uniform is in effect right now.
Okay, good.
That's the flyer I
That
sent
time is
you.
almost back.
Right, where we
School.
provide uniforms for children in schools. Everybody does school supplies. So I asked God, give me something that's different.
Right.
I always like to do different because so many do
Very true.
do the same thing. So different is important to me. I'm always reaching for stuff different. So we do the uniform piece because that's what is hard to get for those families that check into
I
the
can
shelters.
imagine.
With 1,000 people giving school supplies, that's easy, But how can we help them get these uniforms? So that's why we started Operation Uniform. So we have that, and if they contact us, on our Facebook page or at our website or email, we can send them a child where they can get uniforms for those children.
Oh, I love it. They can actually sponsor a child. That makes
Correct.
them connect.
That's what we love.
That's so awesome. So really quick, Kathy, tell people how they can get in touch with you.
They can email me at myhelpmyhope@gmail.com. Website for the organization is myhelpmyhope.org. And they can also reach me about my coaching services and see what I do in the community as far as speaking and stuff at www.kathystaton.com. And we're on Facebook at My Help My Hope Foundation, and also they can reach me on Facebook at Author Kathy Staton, and on Instagram under Author Kathy Staton.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on today. We so appreciate
And
you.
thank you for
are
having
so
me.
beautiful.
Thank you.
We're
You
going to
too.
take a super quick break. I'm going to bring back a track from last week. Muriel Rosado, Slow Ride. It's my jam. Kathy's going to jam out. I'm going to
Yes.
come back with my husband. We've got some more of your questions.
Yes.
With On Air with Marquita Bianca. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
I slide right in while they shoot through. Move the seat back, give me some room, boo. I'm a lot more than you used to. Fresher than double mint, player for the love of it. Only time I ever let baby say my government is when I'm gunning it. And then we gotta ride slow, sound like a murder scene. Neighbors call a 5-0, sex like we X now. Baby, check my drive, yo. P90X now, later for that time, bro. Thinking they working, but they really ain't. Them wanksters bustin' Billy Blanks, my pumps will fill the tank. So make this pitch stop whenever you get hot. Don't even give these dudes another tick from your wristwatch. Tell them kick rocks, wish a nigga switch spots. But I got this shit locked, deadbolt, chain 2. I ain't hiding nothing, baby, everything in plain view. Gotta check the mirror, I'm about to switch the lanes.
My appetite is getting worse. I'm thinking of you in diet first.
And we are back with On Air with Marquita Bianca. This was such an amazing show. I'm so excited that Kathy Staten got to join me today. I want to thank everybody for listening, for watching, all of your support. We have one last question. We're going to do this in like super speed form, babe. Are you there?
I am here.
All right. So Trey from the Peninsula wants to know, what is the foundation of our success with working together? First of all, thank you, Trey. I appreciate you putting the word success in there, because I feel like, Eric and I have been married for 7 months, so this is the beginning of our journey, even though we've known each other for a while. But I'd like to think that a big part of that is God.
Absolutely. God first, and that's how I feel about everything, and everything else is second.
Yep.
I believe that wholeheartedly that if you put God first, I think everything else kind of falls into play after that. Also, having a good support system around you, let the haters fall where they may. And
Say it again.
And have your support system, and have people that want to grow with you around you, people that are going to want to see you grow as far as being successful, and surround yourself with the people that want to grow with you.
Yeah.
So we have a good team. So Bila Fusion, our staff, all our friends that are growing around us are all people that want to grow with us, and we are taking people with us as we grow along with us. So that's how we feel that our growth, with us working together, it helps build the foundation, and it helps grow everybody else around us. So when we grow, everybody else. So when we eat, everybody else eats.
Yes. That is super huge for us. We want to make sure that everyone around us really just gets the fruit.
Yeah.
And we're all eating for that. And I think that's really what attributes to the success. So thank you so much, Trey, for asking that question.
Good question, Trey.
I'm continuing to take your questions on marquitabianca.com. You can follow me on all social media handles at Marquita Bianca. And how can they get into contact with you, babe?
Eric.Castano at Gmail. On Instagram. You can get also on Facebook, TaylorMade Sports Radio on Facebook as well.
Yes.
And that's pretty much where you can find me right now. We're going to be launching the TaylorMade Sports Radio website, and I'll have ericcastano.com up pretty soon as well.
Whoop, whoop. So we want to thank you again for watching. We want to thank you again for listening. I will be tweeting, or not tweeting, but also Facebook Living and all that, answering all of your stuff Tuesday as well. So you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you next week with On Air with Marquita Bianca.
Conversation is what turns me on. Your intellect just makes me want